What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matthew Shack live here in rainy, flooding Los Angeles, California, bruh. Y'all don't even understand how bad it is out here. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. First things first, salute to Unfiltered Nation. Salute to Unfiltered Fam. Salute to the Mod Squad. Salute to the Goons. Run the likes up for your boy. Keep the likes at 50%. Last but certainly not least, tip your bartender, dog. Hey man, they got flood warnings out here, dog. I just came from outside, man, and I had to go, and that wasn't a good idea. Just flooded, bro. Flooded everywhere. Okay. But we got some breaking news. Breaking news. The Miami Dolphins just cut Tyreek Hill effective immediately. And now everybody's trying to figure out where the cheetah will end up next. So I have a question for you. If you want Tyreek Hill to be on your team, put a 2 in the chat if you do not. Well, we all know the cheetah, and we all know what he has done in his career, and we all know what he has done in the last few years of his career. So we're going to definitely break it down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break it down and tell you exactly what you need to know. So I'm going to let you know for you guys that are, walking in late. Tyreek Hill, breaking news, Tyreek Hill has been cut effective immediately as his services is no longer required in Miami. And a lot of people are already speculating whether or not they're going to fit their offense or not, and do they want them. So I'm going to ask you guys to do this. If you would like to have Tyreek Hill on your roster for this upcoming season, put a 1 in the chat. And if not, put a 2 in the chat. And hit that like button, man. When you walk in the house, man, turn the lights on, bro. That's all you got to do, man. You can't be walking around in the dark. All right. So I got a couple of things that I want to say about it. First things first, let me set the table with Tyreek Hill. First and foremost, man, we all know Tyreek Hill is a Super Bowl champion. A lot of us are under the impression that Tyreek Hill has more championships with the Chiefs than he has. You ask most people, they'll say, "Oh, he has 3. Oh, he has 2." No, he has 1. The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill, 1 with Tyreek Hill. The first one that they got in 2000 was Tyreek Hill, and they didn't win no more until Tyreek had been traded. So when the Miami Dolphins acquired Tyreek Hill, you got to remember Tyreek was acting a fool with Kansas City. Kansas City was the perennial team in the NFL at that time, and they were expected to, you know, I call them the New England Patriots 2.0. They were expected to win every year, and they got all the breaks and all the calls and all of these things that we know. But when Tyreek Hill, he pretty much forced his way out because he started talking crazy about 15 and talking crazy about Reed and Andy Reid and this, that, and the other, and how they tried to pay him a lot of money, but he wanted to hold him hostage because he wanted to be the highest paid receiver and, all this stuff. And they wound up trading him to Miami. Now, what Kansas City got out of the deal is I think they traded him for a first, a second, and like 2/4 or something like that. And then he signed a brand new 105-year, $110 million deal with Miami. Immediately went to Miami. Then, that was in 2022. Immediately went to Miami in 2023. That next season, he led the NFL in receiving yardage. He had like 1,700. He was balling down there. And then that's when he came out and said Tua Tagovailoa was more accurate than Patrick Mahomes, and we were laughing at him because we know that not to be true. But he was gassing up his guy because he was getting football. So that year he had like 1,700. I think he got like about 13 touchdowns, and him and Jalen Waddle, they were the 1-2 punch down there in Miami, if you remember. Then in 2024, that's when things. Oh, well, actually, 2024 he did well too. He did pretty. He didn't do 1,700, but he did over 1,000. And then he started having all the off the field problems out there. Remember when he was on the way to the stadium to the game and he got arrested throwing on the ground outside of his car. They was all on video, in front of the fans. And then he got, in trouble with that. Then he had a bunch of DV stuff, with his baby mama and, that whole thing about him being on the patio with his baby in his arms. And then they call his mom and call the police and all that stuff. And he's been dealing with the divorce with his wife and he got all these other baby mama situations. I mean, typical wide receiver behavior, man. Typical wide receiver type stuff. Same thing that's, Stephon Diggs is going through right now. He's in court, over some females. Just these wide receivers, man. It's just funny to me. Antonio Brown just got out of jail. He got baby mama problems. Look, all these wide receivers, man, they just seem, instead of being, a Larry Fitzgerald, somebody who you don't be hearing nothing about, they all want to be Antonio Brown 2.0. They want to be the clown. They want to be the guy that's in the police blotter. They want to be arrested. They want to be in court. This is whatever. But last year, 2025 season, Tyreek Hill had a horrific injury. Remember watching that game when he got hit. I knew it was bad as soon as he got hit. Um, yeah, he has a dislocated kneecap and a torn ACL, and he's been out ever since week 4. Okay, so dislocated knee and a torn ACL. So the prognosis on him is he going to be able to regain his form? He's 31 years old. Um, is he going to be able to regain his form? Uh, I'm willing to believe he will because he is an absolute specimen. He is a freak of nature and he is a gym rat. He's somebody that's going to do everything he's supposed to do. He's going to rehab it right. He's going to exercise right. He's going to do everything he's supposed to do. I think he's probably that knee is probably going to be stronger than the other knee. And I expect, not to wish anything bad on him, but typically when you have to rehab something, unless he's doing what he needs to be doing to make sure that other knee is stronger, he's going to have a problem with the other one because he's not going to have the same level of strength in both. Okay, I think by the time he comes back, that knee that's been dislocated and has the torn ACL is going to be stronger than the other leg. And that's what just kind of happens where you start having a problem with the other one because of the lack of balance between your two knees. But anyway, I digress. So the new regime down there, Miami got rid of Mike McDaniel. They got the new coach in. They got the new GM in, and they're cutting the fat. They just saved 23 million off the cap. They also have informed linebacker Bradley Chubb that his services are going to be ending as well. Do you need a linebacker, y'all out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you would like to have Bradley Chubb be on your squad, and put a 2 in the chat if you'd like to have Bradley Chubb not be on your squad. Now, when it comes to Bradley Chubb, if we don't know when that cut is going to be because the NFL year starts March 11th. Okay, we know our year starts January 1st, but the fiscal year of the NFL is from March 11th, 2026 to March uh, 10th, 2027. So their new year is March 11th. Now that's when the free agency starts. That's when you're going to start seeing, which is a few weeks from now, man, about a month, a little bit less than a month. That's when everything's going to start brewing up. That's when people can start get cut or they can get them off the books. But but the thing is that most of the time, even though they'll say that this player's getting cut March the 11th, it won't happen till June 1st cuts because the way that they do it, you can get them off your cap. If you get them off early, there is some type of a hit or whatever. But I think the way Miami got away with it is because he's injured. And if you're injured, then you can you can use the injury statutes that are in the NFL Players Association with the NFLPA along with the NFL owners. You can get like a reprieve. You get like a little a little bonus of yeah, you lost this guy. We're gonna give you a little injury type settlement type situation for your cap, like for the cap, for the settling the cap. So With him, I think it has a lot to do with his injury. That's why they can do it now. But they just saved 23 million. Now, haven't heard from Tyreek Hill, having him. You know, it's been shit. That was week 4, so you're talking about October, somewhere like late September, um, early October when that injury occurred. Probably more like late September. Uh, so September, October, November, December, January, February. It's only been 5 months, and I don't expect him to. I think that's going to be a year. So he probably wouldn't be eligible to, be available to play until regular season, you know. But then again, like I said before, he's a freak of nature. He might get cleared. I don't think he's going to be cleared. Definitely he's not going to be cleared for OTAs, training camp. He's not going to be cleared for any of that. But to get a Tyreek Hill, who's rolling around, if he has any semblance of who he used to be, he might be a steal for somebody. So just to let you guys know, I see a bunch of people that are talking about it right now. The number one team that's already talking about getting them, you would never guess the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are already rubbing their hands together like Birdman, talking about what they're gonna get. Okay, well, I'm like, come on, bruh. Y'all just lost the Super Bowl, man, a little over a week ago. They're already trying to plot on a Tyreek Hill, talking about, oh, we get him with Drake May, and they're already trying to retool and reload. Another team that's being mentioned early is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're being mentioned early. Mike McCarthy's over there. They're trying to entice um, Aaron Rodgers to come back. I don't think that needs to be an enticement. I think he'll come back anyway because A Rod is definitely, as long as A Rod doesn't have to, but he feels like he's the man, he'll play until he's 90. Um, Having him over there trying to give him some weapons. So that's been an early. So those two teams have been the two earliest people that I read that are already talking about they want. Uh, Tyreek Hill, man, he is definitely a talent, but you're going to get everything that comes with him, dog. You're going to get all the hot dog stuff. You're going to get all the peace signs and the penalties for that and all his drama that he's got going on in his personal life, bro. You're getting all of that. So, my answer, based on what I would say as of right now, is no. I wouldn't want him on my team because I know all the stuff that he has going on. But as far as his talent, I definitely know that he can do something. But he's not going to be happy with no rookie quarterback. Okay, he wants the football. He's one of them types. I want the football. That's going to take touches away from Brock Bowers. That's going to. It's just I don't. I just foresee somebody like him. He's going to be on that sideline wreaking havoc. He's not going to be a team player and say, hey, I'm just here to fit in. I'm just here just to, be an intricate part of a passing game. No, he wants to be the offense. He wants to be the first priority over the running game and the passing game. It pass me the ball. Number 2 is pass me the ball. Number 3 is pass me the ball. And number 4, I was open. Why didn't you pass me the ball? I don't need that. Not with not with my youth movement that I got going on. But I think he definitely is going to come back. I definitely think he's going to be formidable. He's definitely going to, if he gets the football, he'll get 1,000 yards. It ain't going to be hard for him to do that. But there's a lot of people that don't believe in him due to the fact he's 31. His contract is hella high. Okay, you guys got to pay that dude, and he's gonna want some money. So these are the things that you might want to consider. But Bradley Chubb, on the other hand, he was injured in 2024. He was out. I think he had an injury where he was out all season. And then last year he made a comeback and he had how many sacks did he have? 8. He had 8 sacks last year. Not bad. As from the linebacker position, that's pretty good. It's not an edge rusher. Bradley Chubb's a linebacker. 8 sacks as a linebacker. That's pretty good, bro. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's impressive. You know, um, for you to get in the backfield, it's not even really your job to get back there. You got back there enough. Could he be a piece that can go to your team and help out? Yeah, but he's got a big ass salary. When after they traded Tyreek Hill, that's when they traded for Bradley Chubb from the Broncos. And that was, I think that was like a first and a couple of late picks. Signed him to a new deal. I think his deal is like 110. So you got to look at the money. You get one player is going to cost you 40 something. You still haven't paid some other player you got. At least in my case, Max Crosby, trying to give him his money. If it's an extension, that's going to be some money. Let's we defer it. And next thing you know, man, you go from 100 million to like 20. You got two pieces. So I don't know, man. It's just something that we need to think about. But for me, and man, it's more about I have a young quarterback. I have a rookie head coach. I have a rookie head coach. I have a rookie offensive coordinator. I have a rookie defensive coordinator. I have a rookie quarterback that I will be drafting. I got a second year running back. I got a third year wide receiver, and I got an 8th year uh, uh, Hall of Fame edge rusher who I don't know whether or not he wants to stay on the team or not. I don't need somebody on the sidelines running around acting a fool. Okay, I don't need AJ Brown. Shaq, what about AJ Brown? I don't want him, dog. You see how he acted when he was yelling and acting a fool on the sidelines in the playoffs, talking about to Jalen Hurts get him the football, and all he did was drop open first downs. No, I'm kind of cool. You don't get to run around barking, and then when they throw you the ball, you drop it 3 or 4 times. I'm cool. Okay. So for me, it's more about chemistry. And that's how I'm with it. But I definitely wanted to come in and see what you guys thought about it. Um, Breaking news for you guys are coming in late. Tyreek Hill is officially a free agent. He can go wherever the wind blows him, or actually where the money blows him, because I guarantee you he's gonna go where the bag is. He's already solidified. He's not a guy you can entice with a Super Bowl. He's not a guy you can entice, with a system or getting his accolades. He's already got a chip, and he's gonna try to get his money, especially now since he's going through all this stuff personally. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Reid finds a way to bring him back. If I was him, I would be the best bet I would for me. If I was him, I would go back to Kansas City. But you're not going to get the kind of money you want. So, if you want to just go back to win and reestablish your career, you'll be welcome there. They're very good at bringing back old guys. Somebody's wearing number 10 though. I forgot who's wearing number 10 on that team. So somebody going to have to get that 10 number up. Somebody's wearing it. Um, but because I was like, dang, they ain't even gonna retire this cat's number. They're gonna let somebody else wear it. But whatever. So that's their team. But with that being said, man, I think Tyreek Hill is going to be coin operated like a vending machine, man. Nothing happens unless you put some money in it. You don't put no money in it, you ain't getting no nacho cheese Doritos. That's not happening. So let me see what you guys are saying, man. Like I said, I'm just here so I don't get fined and not get wet. It is crazy outside, bro. I was on the freeway, man. You don't even want to understand, man. There's nothing worse than being on the freeway and there's lakes on the freeway. I mean, damn lakes of water, and you're driving one way and the water's going, people going the other way, and the water from that lane is flying over and landing on your windshield. You can't even see. I'm like, let me get my ass home for something happens. All right, let me read you guys' comments, see what's popping with you guys. Salute to all y'all out there. All right. What's popping with you? Okay. All right, Pemberton, man. What's good, homie? Shout out from Youngstown, Ohio, man. Salute out there, bro, in Youngstown, Ohio, bro. Salute. Okay. Tedrick Webb, what's going on, man? Tedrick Webb, man, what's happening? Okay. Tyreek back to Kansas City. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Um, because they understand what they got, man. They drafted him, they know him. I mean, that's home. He has won a chip there. He was very effective. Um, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was very relieved when he was out of the AFC West. When they traded him, I was like, because he was cooking us, bro. I'm glad this dude is gone, bro. Thank God. He come back, bro, and he's better than ever. That could be a problem, but it all depends. I don't know what the market is gonna bear, but I think some people are gonna throw some money at him. Okay, I just think so. We'll see. Okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went home. All right, Juanito, what's going on? He says pouring in Sacramento. Hey, dude, it is bad out here, bro. It is bad. It's super bad, bro. I mean, I don't like it when it gets like that because here, um, all the sewer systems and the drainage systems are all clogged up, dog. So all you get is just like water just all the way up, dog. And you open up your car, man, the water's that high. For you try to stick your foot out, it's that high. and there's a lot of debris in the road. That's how you get your tires popped, man. Next thing you know, you come outside, your tires flat because you ran over some glass or you ran over some bullshit. It's just like, man, let me get my ass home, dog. It's crazy as hell, but I had to go to the store, bro. Still had to do what I had to do. Yeah, man. Stay if you could stay indoors and in Cali, stay your ass in the house if you can. But if you got to get out there and do what you got to do, man, get out there and do it. Get home. Okay, no pit stops. Don't be trying to make no extra stops. All right, straight up, man. I know Raider guy was going on. Eglatizi was going on. Man, salute to all you guys, bro. Salute to all y'all, man. 2-3 Rafi. Okay. All right, man. You guys, Juanito said one. He'd love to have him, man. Egalitarian said two. Hell nah. Justice Saw was going on. Salute, man. Let's get these likes up, man. Jesse Hollins said two. Justice Saw said two. Uh, Rafi said two. Juanito said sorry too. He changed it up, man. OTS. Jim Barry said too. I mean, for me, it ain't about he's talented. Like I said, man, to be honest with you, if I had a choice between, I'm gonna put it to you like this: how much it means to me to have certain people at where I'm at with my team at this point. I would over a healthy Tyreek Hill, a healthy one. I take George Pickens over him. I would. George Pickens is a knucklehead, but George Pickens ain't a knucklehead like Tyreek Hill. I mean, you ain't hearing nothing crazy calling with Tyreek Hill and shit. But they were calling a SWAT team on him and all. And no, 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 no. I'd rather have George Pickens, man. George Pickens stays out a little bit too late on curfew and shit. That ain't no big deal to me. Okay, yeah, all right, man. Fine them, like they did against when we were all in Vegas for the Dallas Cowboy Monday night game and the Raiders. He was benched for the first quarter. Brian Schottenheimer benched him for the first quarter, but then he just cooked us for the rest of the time. I'm saying, thank God he wasn't in there 4 quarters because 3 quarters was enough. Okay. But Tyreek Hill, nah, man, it's too much drama, man. Too much drama. Okay. All right, man. Justice Sasa, I'm good with Trey Tucker. He could be just as good if he had Tucker Checker stays open. Yeah, he does. He does stay open, man. But there's a different type of speed when it comes to Tyreek Hill. I mean, when healthy, Tyreek Hill's the fastest man in the league. That's just a different. And Al Davis, if he was alive, would have definitely tried to find a way to get him, dog. Speed kills, bruh. Speed kills. That's the old mantra that goes from Cliff Branch and all those track stars that we used to have that were on our team. We always had speedsters. Okay. Right now we only really have one. Right, and that's take Trey Tucker. But shit, in my day, man, come on, man. Everybody was fast. Even back then, Tim Brown, somebody who a lot of people don't equate to being fast. He was a 4.3 guy when he came out of Notre Dame. He was a low 4.3 dude. Tim Brown had jets. We had him. We had James Jett. We had Sam Grady. We had my boy Willie Galt. We we had we had James Lofton. We always have fast guys. Okay, you can go to the Rocket Ishmaels and the Jacoby Fords, and we always, I go back to Cliff Branch, man. Like he was the beginning of all of that. Just speedy ass receivers just running down. And then we had ones that were fast as hell that couldn't catch, like Darius Hayward Bay and them guys. Fast as hell, but couldn't catch the ball, man, if you threw it underhanded. Okay. So that's what's going on. So I guess we'll find out with that. Okay. I know Reddit guy said her Tyreek Hill won't be 100% healthy until 10 months. Uh, so I mean, okay, 10 months. All right, 10. That's before the season. He got hurt in September. September, I said 5 months now. What's 5 months from now? 5 months from now is 7 months, is the seventh month of the year. That's July. So it's not as bad as you think. He got hurt last year, September 2025. Okay, it's 5 months ago. Okay. 5 months from now is seven. What's the 7th month of the year? July. August is preseason. Okay. So if that's the prognosis, I was giving him a year. I was saying I think it's a year. If it's a year, then that's September, late September. That's what I was thinking. But if you're saying that his prognosis is 10 months, he could be ready for the regular season. He could be ready for the regular season. Now, for all you guys that don't want him on your team, man, if he goes back and he winds up cooking you, man, you don't get to go back and say, I knew we should have got him. Don't do that. I hate when you guys do that, bro. I hate when you guys second guess yourselves, man. You got to be like, thinking that all the way through. You should have thought of that possibility when you said you didn't want him. You can't be thinking, oh man, well, we should have did it, man. Look at he's balling now. No, you should have been thinking that there's a possibility he could ball, because I just told you there's a possibility he could ball, that he could act a fool. He has it in him to do that. Even if he balls, I don't care if he wins the I wouldn't care if Tyreek Hill won the triple crown, bro. I don't care if he won with for wide receivers, which is most yards, most catches, and most touchdowns in a season. I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't want him on my team just because of his personality. For me, it's not his physicality; it's his personality. That's the problem. His personality is what I don't need. What he could do on the grass, oh, I need that all day. But it's not gonna. It's like, hey man, yeah man, she might be a milf, but when you go over her house to go get what you want to get from her, you better bring 10 Happy Meals, bro, and all of them better have toys in it. You don't get to come over there and bring yourself a burger. You better bring everybody in the house a burger. And that's the key. Okay? All right. Okay. Gilbert, what's going on? He's been injured a lot. He said, too. Yeah, he has been. Everett Chiplin, man, he needs to come to the Raiders. Now, like I said, that's what you think. For me, I don't see that. I don't want it. I know he's going to say all the right things. He did it. Okay, here's what I would say. If he was to come to the Raiders, this is what I would want for him. Because, like I said, who knows what will happen. He's only going to be on his good behavior for the first year or two. Once he's been there 2 years plus, he's going to start turning into Tyreek Hill. He turned on Kansas City, where he won the championship with. Turned on them when they were winning. Turned on them because he wanted to be the highest paid wide receiver. He goes to Miami. He's on his best behavior for 2 years. What happened? 2 years hit, turned into the guy that has all the issues. Comes here. What's he gonna do? Same thing. Gonna say all the right things. He gonna say Mendoza is better than Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna make you guys feel like he's doing some shit. He's gonna have some big ass games, and then all of a sudden he's gonna turn into a fool. I mean, you only can curb who you really are for so long, bro. So, but it is what it is. Okay, Nathan Smith said too, not only no, but hell no. I'm with that. Okay, just aside from what I heard, Tyreek has domestic violence issues. Oh, man, he's been having those issues since he was in college. Okay, he has a lot of baby mamas. You know what happened if you brought him in plenty of slander? Oh, without question. But Mark Davis is very, very anti domestic, DV. He ain't with the DV stuff. You do any DV stuff, bro, you're not gonna be on his team. All right, man. Yvonne, what's going on? Yvonne just started raining in San Diego. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, man. I told the family, man. I've been out twice already this morning, man. So I was like, I think that's pretty much it. We're gonna have to have somebody deliver some stuff. I can't go outside no more, man. It's just too bad out here. Okay, Vontae, what's going on? Vontae, what's going on, man? Pootie said, grab him. I know. I mean, like I said, man, you guys got different ways of thinking. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, that's what you believe. Okay, Major Red, what's going on, big dog? We don't need Tyreek Hill. Tucker would do just fine with that quarterback and throw anything to him. Yeah, man, Trey Tucker was open so much it was ridiculous. Trey Tucker, remember that game when Trey Tucker he had 3 touchdowns or 2 or 3 touchdowns in week 2 or something? Or was it week 1? Yeah, I think he had a 3-touchdown game. Didn't even get the ball no more. We can't blame that on Eugene. You got to blame that on Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly wasn't calling that dude's number. Okay. All right, man. Social media take over. That's what happened. I mean, I understand that, Pootie, but damn, this is a shit. How many years he's been in the league? He's been in the league like 7, 8 years. He's a vet. This ain't no rookie coach. I mean, a player. This is a guy who's been in the league a while. Major Raider. Okay, man. He said, let's see here. Hold on a second, man. Okay. All right, Juanito said 1. Egalitarian said 1. Charles B said 2. You don't know you can't know me says 2. Let's see here. Raiders aren't going to be a contender to 2029. What if they are? See, these are the kind of comments when people come out and they try to do those blanket comments. The Raiders aren't going to be a contender till 2029. So what happens if they're a contender this year? Are you going to come back to apologize to all of us for getting it wrong? No. That's why I don't put any value on anybody who comes in and throws in blanket statements. If you're so sure of yourself, man, what happened with the Powerball when it was 2.1 billion? Since you so sure of yourself, you should have got those lottery numbers. You wouldn't be here right now. So like I said, when anybody tries to say what somebody's not gonna do, they never say, and if it doesn't happen, I'll be back to take my lumps on it. It don't have we wind up being a contender. You're not going to come back and admit that you were the one that came in and said that anyway. So like I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Everybody wants to come in and act like they're a prognosticator, like you guys are, like you guys are, Nostradamus. Nah, I'm Shaqstradamus. I'm the guy that gets it right in advance, and I know for a fact if the Raiders are contenders before 2029, which is 3 years from now, you won't be nowhere around to get that hot lava on you from me for being wrong. So I just no even no reason to even talk about it. Like I said, people don't stand on what they say. They only stand on it if it's vague. But as soon as it finds that it isn't true or they can't get past it, they don't come back, bro. They don't. Okay. All right, man. I know Raider guy. That's right. Don't troll. You troll, you won't be here. Okay. That's facts. Justin Saw said it was my guess. I think that we go back to the Chiefs. Well, it all depends. I think Andy Reid would definitely bring them back. The Chiefs are definitely a team that brings back their old dudes. They don't. If the Raiders were like the Chiefs, bringing back old people, Raider Nation would go crazy. Once people leave, they don't even want you back. Chiefs fans don't care. They'll bring back Tyreek Hill in a minute. They're already screaming for him to come back. They bring back everybody. That is Juju Smith-Schuster played at times. They brought him right back. As much as uh, what's the running back, man, that had the problems, man, in a hotel. Was dragging did a ditty, was dragging a girl down the hallway, and they had to trade him to the Browns, and then he came back. They ain't had no problem with it. Chiefs always bring back their old guys, and Chiefs Kingdom never has a problem with it. Raiders, man, shoot, anybody that left and you bring them back that's not Charles Woodson, you guys are definitely ain't gonna want them back. So that's just the difference. Okay. Major Ray said, I pity the fool that trolls this channel. It's not a good situation. They start trolling, they're going to find out. Okay? Give you a chance to redeem yourself, but it won't be long. Okay? Yeah, it wouldn't work. Okay? Yeah, I hear you. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to go out like that. You never know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Aaron Rodgers is a guy that's out for self. Aaron Rodgers is out for self. He ain't a dude that's out there for anybody other than himself. Okay? He definitely thinks about him, and then maybe you. All right. Okay, straight up. George Pickens got the same personality flaws as Tyreek Hill. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Look at somebody who's 31 years old who's getting arrested for DV, and look at a guy who is only like 25, 26 years old. First of all, they're not even in the same age group, and second of all, George Pickens don't have no domestic stuff going on. He don't got no baby mama situations. His situation is just he just don't want to listen to nobody. He's just a guy, a kid. He's a kid, man. There's a difference. His blotter is nowhere close to Tyreek Hill. I think you need to do your homework and do a deep dive on Tyreek Hill before you start comparing George Pickens to him, dog. I think that's very unfair for you to do, for you to think that they're the same. They're not even close. Not even close, bruh. Okay. All right, man. Okay. You don't need another cancer on the team. We don't need no cancers on the team. I know Raider guy said, I believe I might try to get him back. They're definitely going to do that. I just said it. Okay. Um, to be another diva experience, probably. So I'll take Bradley Chubb. I guess if he's willing to be a leader. Well, Bradley Chubb, man, he used to when he was in his prime, he used to terrorize us when he was with the Broncos. But it all depends on what the money's going to be. Okay, but the money's what's going to say it all. Marcus Gillum, so divas. I agree. Okay, what's going on? Chris Leonard, what's going on, man? Why go get another wide receiver shot, man? Why do we stick with Tucker and Besh and Bowers and crew? Well, the problem is, man, is that you got you have a brand new head coach who had a whole Jackson Smith and Jibba. That's the problem. He's looking at his roster and he's saying, do I have a wide receiver talent that's up to the level of Jackson Smith and Jibba? And he does not. That's part of his offense. That's why. He may not be happy with the wide receiving core. He might need somebody that has more of an upside. That's why. That's the main reason. I'm really thinking he's looking at that saying, man, I need another. Because he didn't have a Brock Bowers at the tight end position. He didn't have a Brock Bowers. Okay? He didn't have a tight end like Brock. We don't have a wide receiver like JSN. That's the key. Getting a dynamic receiver, I think, is on the radar. Plus, with Tom Brady being the GOAT, he understands having weapons. He understands throwing the ball to a Randy Moss. He understands throwing the ball to a Julian Edelman. He understands that. So, something just to think about. Okay? All right, man. Okay, absolutely overpaid. Yeah, I mean, he is. He definitely will be. But I think Kansas City is definitely there. Okay. Major Raider says he agrees. Chris Leonard says we want players that want to be Raiders here for not for money. Well, the problem is that they disguise themselves. You think they come in and say, "Hey, I'm only here for the money, y'all. I'm just letting you know in advance. I'm only here to get paid." They don't do that. They come in and say all the right things and and act like they really down, and then they come over here and then they show you they're not. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. All right, man. Chris Leonard, Shaq, man. I talked to my cousin Rob Leonard. He said your boy Shaq, man, Unfiltered Nation will be happy to see what he puts out there. I already know what he's gonna put out there. Rob Leonard, his crew, um, that he coached on the D line was the best part of the Raiders defense all year. That D line was cooking. They was getting back there. They was making things happen. It's the rest of the defense that was struggling. So I know what he does. Okay. Um, Pooty says, yeah, because he's a good wide receiver. He is. He's a good wide receiver, but he hasn't been that great lately. But because he's been hurt, and he's still gonna get paid. Got to be careful with Tyreek Hill, man. He get hurt, he's just gonna sit there and be on the payroll. Okay. Daniel Douglas says, where do you think Waller ends up? Right now, Waller's still on the Miami Dolphins right now. He's still on the Dolphins right now. Okay. Right. As of this moment, he's not a lot of money. And it's all going to depend on what the scheme is. I don't even know what they're going to do about their quarterback position. I think Miami really needs to figure out what they're doing, bro. Because you look at this quarterback situation, they got Tua. I mean, they can't win with Tua, but that's who they got. So I don't think Waller is that big of a issue for them. He can go or he could stay. It doesn't really matter. They got bigger fish to fry. They still got Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle can't even get the football. So maybe they're going to make Jalen Waddle into the X receiver instead of the Y and get rid of Tyreek. But it's strictly money. It's not even talent or attitude. It's the fact they saved $23 million. That's pretty much what it is. They saved $23 million getting rid of him, and they save another $8 million getting rid of Bradley Chubb. So that gives them 30. They're not like us. They're not solving like the Raiders. The Raiders already got like 90 million under the cap, and we got 24 free agents. And come June 1st, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, June 1st. Yeah. Come June 1st, we can get rid of all these other dudes. That money's going up. We're going to have well over 100 something million. We probably have like 110 million to spend. But it's like anything else, man. You got money and you don't got nothing to buy. Then we just roll the money over like we did last year. That's all we did. All we've been doing the last few years is rolling the money over. Okay. So for everybody that's under the impression when it comes to the Raiders that we're doing so well because we have 100 million, damn near 100 million under the cap, you got to understand why you do. You have 100 million under the cap because last year you let everybody leave. You let every free agent walk out the door last year. And the year before you did. Why you think Robert Spillane is on the Patriots? Why you think Chasen's on the Patriots? Because Tom Telesco didn't sign no free agents. That's why. So we didn't pay nobody. Who did you pay? Look at your team. Who did you pay? You paid Geno. You paid Crosby. Who else you pay? Nobody. You didn't pay nobody, man. Everybody's rookie contract. Don't say Genty. Genty's a rookie. Rookie contract. Don't say Bowers. Rookie contract. Who you pay? You didn't pay nobody. 1 year deal, this person. 1 year. This person, 1 year. This person, 2 years. This person. We paid that. We have money. We didn't spend nothing. Simple as that. You had $100 million. You went to the dollar menu and bought 2 cheeseburgers and a small fry and a Coke, and you think you're doing some shit when you got all this money. You didn't go buy nothing. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get me a regular bean burrito, bro, and with some extra salsa on it, and give me ice water. Dude, don't you got like $100 million in your pocket? Well, I can go to Ruth Chris. Nah, man, I don't have to do that, bro. I'm just gonna go over here and buy me a slice. Go over there and buy you a slice of cheese. That's what we did for 2 years straight. Why you think we got the money? We didn't spend it on nobody, and it showed on the grass. See what we do this year, okay? Major Raider says some people forget that Willie was a world-class Olympic sprinter. I didn't forget. Shit, Willie showed me his gold medals. I've seen Willie's gold medals. I've seen his Super Bowl when he was with the Bears. Willie's the homie. Been to his house. That's like I've been to yours, Major Raider. Willie off the chain. Okay? A real Olympian. All right? And would have won more if you remember the 1980 boycott when they boycotted the Olympics in Russia. He would have won he was a hurdler. He would have won a gold medal there too, but we boycotted it, so he missed out on that. All right, okay. Andrew Banfield in the house. What's going on, Major Raider? Unknown Raider guy, Shaq, Unfiltered Nation. What's going on with another rumor online? Tom Brady wants to sign Von Miller. Have you heard that rumor? I haven't heard that one. I haven't heard nothing about Von Miller. Um, I think Von still has some stuff in the tank. That would definitely scare defensive coordinators. That would definitely scare the shit out of defensive coordinator, man. It doesn't matter. Von Miller is a little long in the tooth. Shit, I got to deal with Crosby and Von Miller. Oh my God, man, that's a nightmare. What am I gonna do? Where am I going? Okay, I'm gonna go to Von's side, but shit, Von might have a resurgent season. He ain't that old. Like that's scary. To have Von Miller on one side and then Max on the other side. Oh my God, that's scary. But still, what's it gonna cost us? I mean, shit is when you walk into the dealership, man. You see that Hellcat, man. It's looking good. Hey, man. Hey, what's it gonna cost me? You want to take it for a test drive? Shit, you better be looking at that sticker price. They'll let you test drive it all day. Well, shit, you gotta understand how much it's gonna cost you. Okay, how much is it a month? What's the insurance on it? What's the maintenance on it? Okay. All right, man. Juanita says, DV's a no-no for the Raiders. It absolutely is. Pooty says he's open a lot for sure. Gino wasn't throwing it. Well, shit, Gino wasn't throwing it to nobody. Gino was out there to preserve his health. One thing about Geno Smith, man, as much as stuff was going on and injuries and all of that, guess who didn't get hurt? Guess who was 100% healthy the whole season? Eugene. Eugene didn't do anything. Anytime he looked like he was getting hit, he wasn't running. He doesn't want to run. He's scared to run. Gino wasn't scared to run. Gino was like, I'm not getting hurt for the Raiders. I'm not doing it. I'm not here. I'm not here to win. I'm here to get paid. He preserved himself. That dude did not get hurt. And even when he acted like he was hurt, remember when he limped off the field and guess who was back the next couple of plays? Eugene. Come on, man. You had Kenny Two Gloves go out there for a possession, get a 3 and out. Who's walking right out there acting like he limping and shit? Eugene. He never got hurt, bro. He ain't had no problems. Just playing you guys, bro. Playing for the sympathy. All right. Didn't play me because I knew what it was. All right. Chris Leonard said, I feel like Tucker's majorly slept on. He's so underrated. Forget Hill. Enough with his diva ass overpaid wide receivers. Well, man, that may be true, but I bet you Tom Brady has a healthy respect for Tyreek Hill. Like you got to understand, man, but people ain't thinking the way we thinking it. You don't have people that have an affinity and have the Raider hatred for people. You have people that are in business mode. If it makes business sense to Brady and Spytech, shit, who wears number 10 for the Raiders? Who's that? I know Dante Thornton wears number 10. He won't be wearing it long. All right, man. Okay. Niner Invader says, salute to the GOAT. Michael Jordan just won another chip. Yeah, he did, man. He won the Daytona 500. Salute to Mike. That's what happens, man, when you do your thing. Okay. Um, do you grab Bradley Chubb? It all depends. He played well last year. He had 8 sacks as a linebacker. He was hurt in 2024. He came back in 2025. He had a good season, but he has a cap number. If he's willing to come in, man, and play on a team-friendly deal, hell yeah. A Bradley Chubb and on our defense improves a lot. That really makes a difference. from the linebacking core. That helps. Okay. You definitely ain't gonna run. He's not that great when it comes to pass coverage. But shit, when you trying to run that football, you ain't going nowhere. He played well. 8 sacks. Max had 10 on a bum leg. And had 2 games that he got benched. Max had 10. Chubb had 8 as a linebacker. That's not bad. That's 18. 18 plus. Max probably would have got at least 2 more sacks. I say he probably would have had 12. But who else is sacking a quarterback on our team, dog? I mean, we got to look at it that way. Okay, got a lot of 2s and 3s, and I think Kuntz had 6, and I mean, just got to look at it, bro. I mean, I'd rather have Bradley Chubb than I'd have Tyreek Hill, to be honest. So give me Renfro over Hill any day. Well, Renfro's running around here without a job. Kylo Ren Raider said Chubb would be costly. I'm not sure. Okay, is George Pickens available? No, George Pickens is not available, but he can try to make a trade. But Jerry Jones gonna try to hold him hostage. I think that George Pickens, if I ain't mistaken, I think they're trying to franchise tag George Pickens. To be honest, I think they're trying to franchise tag him. I think they're gonna throw the tag on him, just to let you know. Nah, Shaq, that was a reference about Tucker being good. Oh, okay, I got you. Said Miami is tanking. Well, might as well. Shit, tanking for Arch Manning. Shit, I don't think Archie will let him play down there. All right. Derek Douglas, man, do you think they need a clean break from Tua? Um, Tua's getting a lot of money. Tua's getting like 50 million. Sure they do if they can, but his contract is crazy. Tua is a $50 million quarterback. You guys know that? 50 million, bro. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay, and he doesn't play like he should be getting 50. But salute to anybody that gets whatever you get from somebody's whatever you're worth. Somebody's paying you 50, you don't get to say he's not worth it when he gets it. When his check says he's worth it. Pooty said, Vontae said, yeah, we keep signing 1-year deals. Why you think? One and done's, bro. No guaranteed money. You get paid for this year. It's just like hiring. It's just like ever been at places where they have all these temp employees at the job, and there's more temps there than than permanent employees. Why you think? Because when you're a permanent employee, they got to pay health insurance. They got to pay into your health insurance. They got to pay into your 401. You got 401ks. They got to match. They got stock option matching. All these things they got to do. But when you come in there, man, and you get paid $16 an hour, man, to put these files in the file cabinet, bro, I don't pay your insurance. I don't have to pay your health care. There is none of matching, and you doing all that work. And they always make the temp workers do more shit than everybody else. That's what you do, man. You're just hiring these dudes for right now. Day laborers or year laborers. Okay? That's what you're there to do. There to go for a year, and if we want to continue relationship, we'll offer you a full-time position. That's pretty much what it is, man. That's why the Raiders got so much money, because we ain't been spending it. Everybody, oh man, he costs too much. No, he doesn't. How much? Like I said, how do you have 90 million under the cap during the season? Like I said, these numbers is carry over. This is carry over, bro. To be totally honest, the person that put us in the black as far as money was Tom Telesco. Tom Telesco came in there and cheapy weepied that entire situation, bro. He cheapy weepied that shit for us to have a surplus. We've had a surplus of money for 2 years. Okay. When Spike Tech and Brady came in, they had all this money. They didn't spend it. Where they spend it on? Tell me where they spent it at. You gave Polomile his money. You gave Kuntz a 2-year deal. You gave Max a 2-year extension. You gave Gino, if we already get like a $43 million deal, whatever, 40 to 60, I think it's a $73 million deal if it goes all the way through. Okay, which is spread out, which you can cut him after year one with an $18 million cap hit, which is what's happening now. So he didn't really get 4 to 73. Where's all the money? Still in the bank. That's why you think you got 90 million. Who did you get rid of? You didn't get rid of nobody. Okay. It's the kind of stuff to why you guys need to be over here watching me, because I'm gonna tell you what it is. How are you 90 million under the cap when you still have Gino on salary, and you still have all these free agents that are still on your books because you haven't dropped any of them until the fiscal year starts? How do you have 90 million already? Because you didn't spend any. Simple as that. You didn't spend nothing. Everything's spread out. Raiders got money up the ass. We've had money for years. We've had money for 2 years. You don't see us going out doing nothing crazy. Where's the Lamar Jackson money spent at? Where they got guaranteed 160 and all of that. We don't got that. Mm-mm. Nope. Geno Smith's your highest paid player. Think about that. Geno Smith's the highest paid player on the Raiders. As a matter of fact, Geno Smith is the highest paid player in the history of the Raiders per capita, per year, yearly salary, not signing bonus and all that bullshit, per year. Nobody has ever gotten paid more than him. I remember when everybody was complaining about Derek Carr getting 30 million. He's not worth 30 million. So yeah, he is. He's getting 28 actually. Yeah, he is. You look at these other quarterbacks and what they're getting. You look at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's number is 50. No, it's 60. Excuse me. You guys know Dak Prescott gets paid 60 million per? What's he done? Like I said, man, you guys need to understand what the market bears, man. Quarterbacks are 40. You could just be okay and get 40. That ain't no money for now. Gotta pay people. All right. Justin Sauce, supposedly Tyreek Hill could go to the 49ers, Bills, or back to the Chiefs. He goes to the 49ers, then they're gonna be a problem over there. I'm gonna tell you why, man. If you're Niner Empire, and I know Niner what's he we call it, man? Um scrolling back, man. Where's the name at? Niner Innovator or Niner Invader. That's it. Niner Invader. Niner Invader, man. You guys bring him back, man. You might as well re-sign Brandon Ayuk. Y'all couldn't deal with Brandon Ayuk. How the hell you gonna deal with a Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill gonna run your pockets, bro. Tyreek Hill gonna run you guys ragged. If you couldn't deal with Brandon Ayuk, you ain't gonna be able to deal with Tyreek Hill. If you couldn't deal with Debo Samuel, you're not gonna be able to deal with Tyreek Hill, man. I'm just trying to warn you guys. Do not do it. Do not do it, bro. But if you do it, you do it. Okay. All right, man. But I wouldn't. Okay. Straight up. All right, man. Funny as hell. Okay. Chiefs is the number one landing spot. I mean, that's not a big prediction. Okay. Kerry Lowell, man, at work, man. Make days so much better, big dog. Yeah, man, I try to do what I could do. Try to come in and help you guys out, man. See what I could do. Be an asset to you guys. I just ask for y'all to hit the like button. I just ask for you guys could get a membership. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a community over here, man. We all got to do our part. All right. Okay. All right, man. Straight up. All right, man. Chris Leonard, Shaq, man, Von Miller, or Bradley Chubb, who you taking to pair with Max? Well, Von Miller would be a pair because he plays the edge position, but Von does play linebacker as well. He's kind of a hybrid. If it's out of those two, I'd probably go with Von. I go with Von Miller strictly because of reputation and what a defensive coordinator's headache's gonna be. You got to deal with both of those dudes, and I've seen Von reach back in time and do some shit. I remember when I saw him that game with Buffalo. I forgot what game it was when Von Miller was looking just as dominant and justly good as he looked when he was in his prime. I forgot who the Bills were playing, and they were definitely at home. And I was like, dang, he looked good. So I Von, because that's shoring up. If we're running a shit. I think Seattle Mike McDaniel run a 4-3 defense. Come on, dog. You got four men on the D line. Two of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. What Von Miller already has probably like 130 sacks already. I think Crosby's close to 100 sacks. I don't think Crosby has 100 yet. I think he's close. I think he's like high 80s or 90s or something. I don't think Max has 100 yet. But you have both of them dudes, and then you have two down linemen, man. Shit, you put in, Puig, somebody in there. Psh, come on, dog. You can make some shit happen with that. Okay. All right, man. All right, sis. Straight up. Okay. How many times did Eugene act like he was hurt? Can't make it up. I mean, a bunch. But he always went back in there. Brian Stowe, what's your honest take on the Chargers? Are they going to fix their O line? I was under the impression they had their O line fixed, man. The problem is what's that dude's name? Joe Alt. He was hurt. That was a top 3 pick when they picked Joe Alt, and the other dude, the other guy who's always in and out hurt. I forgot his name. Offensive lineman, man. The other dude. Oh man. Uh, they're gonna have to fix it because Herbert's in the year 8 and he don't got no playoff wins. And smoke is starting to get on Herbert, Brian. I'm sorry. I mean, it doesn't take 8 years to win a playoff game. C.J. Stroud has 3 of them already. He's only been in the league 3 years. He's got 3 of them already. Come on, bruh. I mean, Caleb Williams got 2. He's in year 2. All right. Jaden Daniels got 1. He's going into year 3. Man, your boy Herbie, man, Justin Herbert, dog. It don't take 8 years to win a playoff game, bro. Come on, bro. He's in year 8 now. All right. So they better try to fix that line. Better try to make it happen. But the other guy, I forgot his name, man. Can't think of his name right now. But the other lineman on there, dog. It wasn't Makai. His name's Makai something. His name's Makai something. I think his name's Makai Becton. Is that it? Please, man, if I got that shit right, man, y'all better go ahead and put a tip down. Because why do his name was Makai Becton, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the dude who's always hurt coming in from the line. I'm pretty sure his name is Becton. Becton, if I ain't mistaken. Something just told me that was his name. But that's what I gotta say about it. Yeah, y'all gotta do something. Okay. All right. Vontae says, hell and now, Shaq mentioned it. I don't think his injury on file with us. I don't think so. Shaq, you coming up when you play the Wanderers? Oh, yeah. That's mandatory. I'll be there. I got to go to that game. I ain't never been in that stadium, dog. That's mandatory. Okay. Um, Roger Rader said Schwartz could be Raiders' assistant defensive coach. Man, nobody cares about Mike Florio, man. Do yourself a favor, Roger Rader. Go back 3 days ago and see my video of my why Mike Florio hates the Raiders so much, and you won't be thinking about him after they destroyed his credibility, all in one video. Go back and watch. It's got like 5,000 views. Go watch that shit. So that's how I feel about Mike Florio. He's not after what I said about him. Okay. Tyreek to the Raiders? Hope not. Um, it's better for us to pursue Von Miller with Crosby. I agree. System deck, man. Most great wide receivers are divas. Um, Depends on what era you're talking about. Or era over the last 20 years? Yeah. Over the last 20 years, yeah. Because the last 20 years of receivers, who are you gonna be talking about? You're gonna be talking about Moss. You're gonna be talking about Owens. You're gonna be talking about Brown. You're gonna be talking about who else can I say that's great? That's a diva. Those are the top 3. But Larry Fitzgerald's not one. You know, Chris Carter wasn't one. He was one earlier in his career before he got with the Vikings. He wasn't one. Tim Brown wasn't one. You know, let's just be honest. You got 2 or 3 dudes that are divas, that are designated divas. What about the rest of them? That's the point. Okay, so I wouldn't say that. You want to go back to the old school days. Yeah, Michael Irvin was, but he was on. Michael Irvin admitted himself he was on that powder. He was doing the stuck thizzle, but when it came to being on the field, he wasn't a distraction for his team. He was just off the field. Okay, but when it came to being the playmaker, he not Jerry Rice. He ain't never heard nothing about him. Um, Who else can I say from the my era of great wide receivers? I go back to the '70s. You're not going to hear nothing about Lynn Swan and Fred Biletnikoff and guys from that era. Drew Pearsons and none of those guys. You ain't gonna hear nothing. Right? So it all depends. I just think that the biggest divas that are wide receivers are they're so over the top that you think all of them are. I mean, when you talk about the top divas of all time, you're gonna have to say Randy, you're gonna have to say Terrell Owens, you're gonna have to say Antonio Brown. Those are the top three Hall of Fame caliber guys. And no matter what y'all think about Antonio Brown, he's crazy, CTE. The first 8 years of a wide receiver's career, from rookie year to year 8, nobody had better stats than him. He should be in the hall, but he's not hall because of all the crazy stuff he does. But we don't get to call um, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs ain't on the caliber of these guys, but he's a diva. Oh, Stephon Diggs ain't even. He's not good enough. Tyreek Hill, he's good enough. He's gonna go in the hall. You can use him. But people like who can I say? Um, what was a wide receiver that was down there? And Michael, what was his name down there in New Orleans, man? Played well for a while, man. Michael, what you call it, man? He was a diva, but he ain't no Hall of Famer. Um, so you start looking at these guys and you start breaking down who they are. They're not Hall of Famers. These guys are just notable dudes that you've heard of. DK Metcalf, he's a diva, but he ain't no Hall of Famer. What are we bringing him up? You know, so that's the way I look at it. All right. Okay. Jose Annalise said never knew the MC Hammer pipeline was named baseball executive very late. Oh yeah, man, Hammer. Why do you think he call him? They called him Hammer because Charlie O'Finley, who was the owner of the Oakland A's in the '70s when they were winning 3 championships, said that he looked like Hammer and Hank Aaron, and he did. There's a picture of MC Hammer when he was a kid sitting with Hank Aaron, and they look dead alike, which is how he got the name Hammer. He got the name for being Little Hammer. They used to call him Little Hammer because he looked like Hammer and Hank Aaron. We all know that those are big. Okay, just a sauce. I can see Kyle Shanahan going after Tyreek Hill. Good luck. All right, man. So would the Chargers be a contender? In playoff game, I mean, they look like they're going to win every year. According to everybody, we see all the people at the beginning of the year. The Chargers are supposed to be the Super Bowl champions, but when they get to those playoffs, it doesn't work out. Okay, I mean, I don't consider that to be a contender when you don't win playoff game. Okay, I don't consider that to be a contender at all. So okay. I know Reddit guy, man, Shaq is heavy in the Yahoo Sports Press saying that we are heavily expecting to sign Von Miller. That's beautiful. But you know how I am, dog. Man, I don't count the money until it's cleared the bank, bro. When you get you deposit a check and it says pending, I don't start spending. That's how y'all get in trouble, dog. Oh man, the money check is in there. Let me go ahead and no, 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 no. It says pending, bro. I need to see that. I see that shit cleared. Miller is official. It's just rumors to me, bro. All right, but that would be dope. Major Ray looking forward to seeing our remaining staff fills out with for the combine. I do too. Okay. Any good wide receivers in the draft? Next year, you got the best wide receiver in the NCAAs supposedly being available next year. Um, eh, there might be some diamonds in the rough. There's nobody that's going to stand out. No standout dudes, but a lot of times these guys that come out of nowhere, these guys wind up being ballers, bro. But they're this year is a lot of kind of light. That's why a lot of people are trying to be down on Mendoza, talking about, oh, Mendoza was in a weak year. If he would have been there last year, he wouldn't be considered. He wouldn't have won the Heisman. It's just a weak year, blah, blah, blah. So what you're going to do, you're going to penalize somebody for being born the year they were born? Like, come on, bro. It's just like a lot of nonsense that I hear is all for clicks and views, bro. And it gets the clicks and views and it gets the engagement. I think to say ridiculous stuff and be down for the nonsense, I'd have far more uh, a success as far as having um, views and members because I'm willing to entertain the bullshit. I don't entertain the bullshit because I don't do that in my real life. I just really think, we know that the internet is not a real place. Social media is definitely not a real place. But shit, I got to live with myself every day. I mean, I'm a real person. Y'all may not have met me, but some of y'all have. Like, I can't be fake, man. If I'm fake online, I'm don't work that way. So, all right. Said I'm cutting it out on my audio, probably because I'm on my thing, man. Let me see. All right. Let me